Hey guys, Tony Adranya here at Coach Adranya on Twitter, here with the IU Film Room. This is the first IU Film Room of the year of the 2019-20 season. Basically what this is going to be is diving into different aspects of the IU team after each game, whether that be offensive sets they run, the type of defense they're playing, individual performances, or all that in between. So first of all, we're going to do this game against Gannon, an exhibition game. Want to preface this that IU didn't run a lot of offensive sets, and then it made a lot of sense when Archie Miller came out and said that Armand Franklin, who ran the point the majority of the game, had not run point guard in practice at all and had only played point guard in shoot-around that morning and had to learn some sets. So they didn't run a lot, but to start, they ran this set here that I believe was originally set up for Justin Smith to get a alley-oop dunk on a clear-out, and we'll see that as we start here. Starts with just a basic dribble handoff, back screen here. Now look, this entire side of the floor is cleared out. Joey Brunk setting a back screen for Justin Smith. If this man doesn't help at all and Smith really cuts hard off here, you've got an opportunity at a backdoor lob. Not there, so Justin Smith clears to the corner. And now we've got a ball screen with the point guard and our big, Joey Brunk, rolling to the basket. You've got Trace Jackson replacing him, and you've got Armand going to the hoop. This play results in Armand getting to the basket for two. Next play we're going to dive into is a three-pointer that Demezy Anderson hit on the right wing. This is a really nice set that I like from Archie for a couple reasons. So as we start it, it's going to be a ball screen here for Justin Smith. And it looks like a simple action to start. You see Demezy knock down the three, but as we dive into it a little bit deeper, I want to show you a couple things that I really like here from Archie. So you got Trace setting a ball screen here, and you've got Justin Smith coming off that ball screen. Don't love that he's coming off a ball screen with his left hand, but I'm sure when guards are back in the game, back in action and not injured, this won't be Justin Smith running this. Anyway, he comes off this ball screen here. You've got Demezy setting a cross screen for Joey Brunk. So as Justin Smith is coming off the screen to his left, you've got Joey Brunk coming off a back screen here, or cross screen here from block to block. If Demezy Anderson's man does not help here on Joey Brunk, Justin Smith has an opportunity to hit Joey Brunk for an easy two. So what happens? Demezy's man helps on Brunk. You've got Trace Jackson, who's a great screen setter, already coming down here to set a down screen. And you've got Demezy popping to the wing for a wide-open three-pointer. Because of that action that had Joey Brunk coming on the cross screen, and Demezy's man had to help, it results in 3 points for Demezy Anderson. Historically speaking, Archie Miller's Indiana teams do not play at an extremely quick pace or tempo. He's got a lot more athletes now, and I think we may see that change. And this is just a quick little glimpse into that. So Gannon knocks down two. And we see Trace take the ball out. He gets to Armand. He's pushing up the floor to Justin Smith. Justin Smith takes it one dribble from the wing, and he gets fouled. Now, I want you to keep your eye on Joey Brunk here. Joey Brunk is the bottom man on the floor. By the time he gets to the opposite free throw line, look, he is in front of the entire Gannon defense. He sprints the floor well. He has a nice seal here. Justin Smith sprints the floor well as two. He gets the ball in the wing, and he's got a wide-open lane here. But this is actually because Joey Brunk got down the floor quickly, got his man on his backside, and Justin Smith's got a nice lane here. As we see, he takes the ball. He gets fouled. He gets two shots. So this clip here dives into the defensive end of the ball for the Hoosiers. And as we know by now, Archie Miller, he employs the pack line defense. So what exactly does that mean? It means heavy ball pressure, and it means getting in the gaps on the defensive end. So we've got Ray applying his ball pressure. We've got the rest of the Hoosiers in different gaps. And because they're in this pack line defense, we'll see later on in this clip that one of the Hoosiers actually makes a mistake on ball screen coverage, and it doesn't hurt him because guys are in the right spots. They're in the gaps against Gannon. So we run the clip here. Joey Brunk hedges and recovers. Nice job here. Here's where we see the missed coverage. So in the pack line defense, when you are guarding the ball, you are to get on that guy's hip. You will make him use the screen. You do not want to reject any of those screens. And then the guy guarding the screener hedges out high until this guy can go over the top and recover. We'll see Jerome Hunter goes underneath the screen so that Gannon is able to split Race Thompson here, which you don't want any splits because then you've got one guy beating two. But luckily, Rob Finney's in a nice gap, and it actually ends up in a steal. So as we see splits, Rob gets his hand on the ball. Hoosiers are off to the races. So let's dive back into that a little bit. Watch Jerome Hunter here. He should be going over the top of the screen. He goes underneath it. Guy splits. Rob Finney gets a hand on it. Piece of film here is a baseline out of bounds play that Archie Miller's run for the duration of his time at IU, and it has continued to work. It's amazing that teams don't know it's coming. The nice thing about Archie's baseline out of bounds sets is that most of them are going to start in a 4-low set just like this, which means 4 guys are lined up across the baseline here. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to turn into a ball reversal and just a simple flex action, and we'll see Race Thompson get an easy layup out of one of the most basic actions in basketball, which is flex. So the play starts. Finney throws to Thompson to Brunk. Ball's reverse. As I said, flex cut, easy layup for Thompson. So as we dive back into this, we see Brunk catch it. You see Finney goes and finds Thompson's man, sets a nice flex screen here as the ball's being reversed to Demezy, and Race Thompson is basically just waiting on the basketball wide open. There he is, catches the ball, layup. I want to first off preface this clip by saying I love the way that Armaan Franklin played last night. And I say last night because I'm recording this the next day. I love the way he played. I think his upside is vast. I think that he played well on both ends of the floor. So when I critique him in this piece of film, I'm doing that knowing that this is going to be a guy that Hoosier fans are going to love, including myself. So this play, Armaan drives to the basket, and I want to just show you something here. These two guys end up taking a charge. I don't even know which one took a charge because they both were set and they both were there. I want to show you this, though, and this is partly on Deron Davis. Not as much. It's more so on Armaan, but Armaan gets to the paint. This has got to be a jump stop, and then it should be a lob to Davis. Now, I say some of this is on Davis because Davis has his hands low, and this used to be taught as, yes, bounce pass that to Davis, let him lay it in. But if Armaan can just lob that towards the rim, Davis catches it high. He never has to land back on his feet. He's able to lay it up or dunk it. I don't know what Deron's knees are doing for him these days. He might be able to dunk. I'm not sure. But this should have been a lob to Deron, and it should have been an easy 2 points. Armaan's in his first game as a freshman. Some things happen. Instead, he runs into 2 guys, and it's a double charge. These next 2 clips are to show you the difference in what happens when there's no movement on a post feed and what happens when there is movement on a post feed. So this first one, Armaan Franklin feeds the post to Trace Jackson Davis. As we can see, all the Hoosiers just kind of stand and watch. We saw this a lot with Romeo last year. Turns into just a free-for-all pretty much with the basketball. Now, when we fast forward to later on in the game, we'll see Trace catches the ball. There's constant movement from literally every single person that doesn't have the ball. Brunk and Demezy are going to set double down screens. And Rob relocates. We see Trace sees the double, passes out to Rob Finney, results in 3. So this is when things were kind of going south for the Hoosiers, and it's actually when Gannon took the lead. And I want to show you something, and then I'll show you the difference. So Armaan Franklin, again, it feels like I'm picking on him even though I love the kid and thought he probably had the best game out of anybody last night. But I'm just kind of showing you some things that Archie's employing and how guys didn't do them right, and that's to be expected in October. So basically what happens here is these guys go and set double pin downs on Armaan's guy, and Armaan tries to shoot up the lane, but really what IU wants to do on situations like that is what's called the lock and trail. Armaan wants to get on this guy's hip, and he wants to trail him off these double screens and rely on his teammates to take away any sort of curl or anything like that. But what happens is Armaan tries to shoot the gap up the lane, and he may have been taught that. Different coaches have different strategies on that, but Armaan tries to go through the top. This guy flares, reads the screen really nicely, and now Armaan is in no man's land. His teammates don't do really anything to help him out, and what that results in is an easy 2, and Gannon takes the lead. Archie calls timeout, and he's furious. Now, how I talked about that lock and trail, how that's supposed to look, this isn't a perfect example of it, but this is the exact same play where these guys set this double pin down screen, just like we saw. Jerome Hunter, it takes him a second to do it, but he does do the lock and trail as he gets on this guy's hip. He's really slow getting off of it, probably fouls him with a three-pointer, but that's how it's supposed to look on the Indiana defense. They want to lock on that guy's hip and force him to try to curl, and that then becomes the screener's job to take away the curl. That's not on the guy guarding the guy coming off the screens. And there's one final clip that I just wanted to show, just to show the athleticism of Trayce Jackson-Davis, just to show that, that McDonald's All-American in him. I mean, he's just a tremendous player. This catching the ball on the baseline, rip, drive, baseline very quickly, able to power up, gets fouled, strong enough to go up, flushes it home. I mean, that's exactly what Archie Miller recruited him for. That's why he was a McDonald's All-American, because his skill set is very, very good. As I said, the freshman last night between Armaan Franklin and Trayce Jackson-Davis, the future looks very bright for IU. But that's going to wrap up this IU film session for the Indiana versus Gannon game. As I said, I'm going to continue to do these. Might have gotten a little long-winded on some of these clips as I'm doing right now. But let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see. I'm happy to do so. As I said, we're going to try to do this for each and every game. So I appreciate you watching. Until next time, take care.